Hello, good morning. It's another beautiful day for a walk, and I am so excited today. We're going to talk about mirroring. So, how your life reflects back to you and what we can do with that. Can't wait. I am so excited to talk about mirroring today. When we look at the world in a way that allows us to see the reflection for ourselves, it gives us this amazing opportunity to discover, to learn, to evolve as human beings. And I had a recent experience come up. As you know, I like to share my life experiences and the learnings from them. And this experience was a challenging one. Somebody who was a friend and also a client, somebody that I welcomed into my home and took care of for a time. They had a little bit of I'll call it a mental breakdown, also known as a breakthrough. They're still moving through it and struggling with their wellness. And so this isn't about judgment, but rather about the opportunity and learning here. And what happened with this person is they attacked me publicly. And, you know, of course, it brought up a whole bunch of shame and guilt and all these things for me as you know, the attacks came to me. And, of course, I went through the motions of being angry, being super pissed off, feeling really hurt, feeling really betrayed, all the things, all the emotions that we move through when when we're faced with something like this. And, you know, I feel that I responded with grace and I responded with integrity as best as I could in that moment, in that experience. I no longer have communication with this person because they're on their journey, and I felt like I was being drugged down on a sinking ship. And so I had to create a boundary for myself. And sometimes we have to do that. And, you know, sometimes we can try to help and try and fix only so much. And at some point we might have to say, I've got to draw a line here for my own benefit. But here's what's really powerful about what came up. Because oftentimes when something like this shows up in our lives, you know, we can go very much into judgment mode, right? Judging this person for where they're at and being upset about that. And that's the typical response. However, there's opportunity in this, in every experience, as you know, where we can actually take a minute to say, okay, how did I really show up in this? And take the opportunity to use it as a compass, to use it as reflection. And of course, you know, we do go to blame because we go to judgment. And so I could sit there and blame this person for causing this discomfort for me, and I could, you know, attack them. However, what does that serve? Rather, we have this incredible opportunity to look at this as a mirror for us. And so the mirror is not meant to be this space where we have to beat up on ourselves and, you know, if this person's attacking me, then there must be something wrong with me, you know, which is also something that we do. We go from blame to, you know, guilt and shame oftentimes, and we receive that blame. Remembering that we don't have to receive the blame. If somebody is blaming us for something, we don't have to take ownership of that blame, but we most certainly can use the opportunity for growth and to be better and to do better. And so as this experience is happening and someone says, oh, you know, I had a friend remind me what a mirror this is for me. And I thought, well, am I being crazy and am I attacking other people? But that's not what the mirror's about. Okay, the mirror is not saying that you are like that person. The mirror is showing you something deep inside yourself that could be better, that could be enhanced, that could be looked at more closely for learning even. And so as this experience is unfolding for me, I started to do some reflecting about how I was showing up for other people and how I want to show up for other people. And what I recognized in this is that this person is blaming me for some things that I don't really think I'm responsible for. However, I looked at other areas in my life where maybe I was blaming other people for things. And so it brought to the surface this great opportunity for me to be able to look at this space of releasing judgment, of coming to a place where I could have deeper compassion for the other people in my life. You know, as this person's blaming me for how they're feeling, I'm thinking, okay, who am I blaming for how I'm feeling? And I recognize it showing up with my kids. I recognize it showing up with my siblings. I recognize it showing up with my parents. Even though I had done all this work, there was another layer. And so I got to dig a little bit deeper because of this. And I got to look at, okay, if this person's blaming me, where am I blaming others? And so it's important when these experiences come up that we also try and look at them without judging ourselves. You know, again, like I said, we use the mirror as a compass. So when something shows up in your life, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that it's time to beat yourself up because that's showing up. You know, another example is somebody who came into my life, called me some names. And I went down this extraordinary rabbit hole of like, oh my gosh, am I this thing? And so then I started, you know, looking into, you know, the definition of what this person had called me. It was some sort of like sociopathic narcissist or something like this. And I took it to heart. So now I'm researching, okay, what is this type of narcissist? And do I have the qualities of this narcissist? And a friend laughed at me and they're like, Deanne, if you were a narcissist, you wouldn't be looking up what a narcissist is and whether you have the qualities of it. But it was funny to me because I see myself as the opposite to that. I see myself as super empathic and super compassionate. And so as this came up, and I was starting to beat myself up and thinking, oh my God, like I've really showed up wrong, and how have I managed to do this? And I kind of got caught up in that. And that is a tendency, but that is not a bad thing if we can catch ourselves doing it. Because again, it was a compass for me because it gave me a good check-in to say, am I in alignment? Am I showing up integrity? Am I in my truth here? And it allowed me to do that reflection. And so I caught myself, so I didn't go too far down the rabbit hole. And I looked at it from this perspective, oh wow, what an opportunity for me to recognize I'm doing actually really good. And just because this person perceives me in this way, it doesn't mean that I am that. And it gave me an opportunity to turn it back around to this person and say, you know, it's interesting that this is your perception. And I want to invite you to take some time to think about why this is showing up, why this attack or this blame on me is showing up for you. And so it allows for this deeper opportunity and deeper discussion. And I wasn't saying that other person was this sociopathic narcissist necessarily, but why is that coming up for them? And what are the areas in their life where maybe somebody showed up in that way? And so it gives them a chance to look and say, maybe this is a limited belief, or maybe this is a pattern for me that shows up, and perhaps I'm the common denominator in going into victim mode or whatever it might be. So point being, this whole world, this beautiful world, it is a mirror for us. It is a reflector for us. And when we can see it as that, not as an attack on us, not as a even a personal attack, not as something to bring us down, but rather something to give us new light, to show us something we didn't see before. All of a sudden, we've alchemized that energy, right? We've changed this energy of attack or blame or whatever, and now we've turned it into something that we can leverage. And I'm telling you, I talk about leverage because this world is meant for us to leverage. I don't like to use the word take advantage of because it has that connotation, but leverage. And so this opportunity for us to leverage these experiences, for us to have a more profound and beautiful divine experience in it. This is what it's about. And so the invitation is to see that reflection for yourself, to recognize that you have this incredible ability to take every attack on you, every blame, every bit of drama that happens in your life. You have the ability to alchemize it. You do. You simply can allow yourself to step into a deeper truth about yourself and understanding without judgment, without blame. And I'm telling you, if you can receive these blames or these attacks or this drama in a way that you can learn from and grow from, you become a master alchemist. You change the trajectory of your future. I want to share this last little story before moving on. I was telling a friend of mine about this drama that I was having, about this attack that was done on social media publicly and how hurtful it was, and going through a little bit of my expression of the story. And this person looked at me and they're like, Tian, you're so enlightened. How I thought enlightened people didn't have issues. First things first, the more enlightened I become, the more unenlightened I realize I am. And secondly, everyone has this stuff in their life so that we can continue to grow, so that we can continue to evolve. It is a requirement of humanity. No matter how perfect or enlightened or ascended somebody is, they're still going to have stuff that shows up because we are peeling back the layers. It's a continuation. And so I want to bring that to light for all of you who are thinking you're doing all the right things and you're working so hard and you're figuring it out and you're coming into new states of enlightenment, and then shit still hits the fan. It's going to, but how you choose to respond to it makes all the difference in the world. We can choose to let it sink us, or we can rise above it. We have that beautiful gift, that power of free will, as we've talked about before, to enable and allow us to reach the deeper depths of our soul, to become more of who we are. And so it is an infinite journey. It's an infinite journey. It is layer after layer. The journey is life. You know, I think I might have mentioned this before many videos back, but Sadhguru says, I actually hope your dreams don't come true, because if they come true, then what is the point? Life is over then. And it's just like peeling back these layers. You know, we get to one level and things are beautiful and wonderful, and something shows up for us again, and we get to the next layer and the next layer and the next layer. It is a world of infinite dreams and infinite possibility. And the whole point of living is to experience them in a way that allows us to continue to expand and to grow into deeper states of love. So I'm wrapping you all in love. Have a look in the mirror today. Tell yourself you love yourself, and consider the reflection that's happening around you for deeper opportunity for growth. Again, recognizing that the drama and the stuff that shows up is not meant to be a punishment, but rather an opportunity for more. Lots of love to you all. Have a great day. Bye for now.